This is Jerry with Jerry's Retirement Wisdom. Hurricane Milton's gone through and they've got the docks closed down at the lakes because the water's up, and it looks like it's going to be up for a few weeks. So I thought what we'd do today is make a fishing rod holder for bank fishing that'll hold 2 of my fishing rods at a time. I've got some 1¼ Schedule 40 PVC pipe, an assorted number of fittings. I've got these cross tees, 2 of those, some 45-degree fittings, some 90-degree fittings, and I've got 4 caps. In a previous video, I showed you how to make one of these fishing rod holders. If you'd like to make a fishing rod holder like this one, there's a link below in the description and you can go do that. But the one we're making today is slightly different. Why don't you come along as we put this fishing rod holder together, and if you stick around the end, we'll take it down to the bank by the lake and give it a try. First thing we need to do is determine how far apart we want our fishing rods to sit, and I'm thinking that's going to be just about right to keep them out of each other's way. If I cut a piece 16 inches long, that's going to leave me about 13 inches between fittings, and that'll be a good start. So why don't we get that first piece cut, and we'll see how that looks when we put that together. I've marked it here at 16 inches. I'm going to use my Japanese saw. If you'll recall from previous videos, I like to use this for cutting PVC. It's got a thin curve. It cuts on the pull stroke, and this fine-tooth Japanese saw will make a really nice PVC cut. Take a bit of sandpaper and clean that fuzz off of the pipe, inside and out, and let's just dry fit these together. And that's going to leave our poles sitting a little bit more than 18 inches apart, so that ought to give us plenty of room so they don't get in each other's way and get tangled. So that's step one. The next step in our build is we're going to put these fittings together. I've got a 90 and a 45, and I want those to end up in this configuration right here, setting right about there. So all we need to do is put a short piece of pipe in between these 2 fittings. So if you measure inside these fittings, it takes about 1¼ inch on each side to have those come together. So you're going to need a 2½ inch piece of PVC, and I'm going to need 2 pieces of that, and I'll make a list of the parts and dimensions and put those in the description below. But so for right now, we need 2 pieces of 1¼ pipe, 2½ inches long. We'll cut those. There we go. I've cut the 2 pieces 2½ inches long right here and clean the burrs off. Now you can cut PVC pipe with a hacksaw. You can use any kind of a fine tooth saw if you want, or you can put it on the chop saw and cut it with your chop saw. But for me, I get along just as well with my Japanese saw. So I've got 2 pieces 2½ inches long. They're going to go together just like this. This one here as well. So we'll just dry fit those. And then we're going to line these so they're nice and square on the table. And I'm going to put a mark on them right here so I know these pieces line up. We'll do the same thing with this one. We want those to line up straight so that our poles don't come together. And you can do that. There's a seam right here on the side of the fitting. We'll use that. Go. So we've got those 2 pieces done. Now the next pieces that we're going to want 2 pieces to hold our fishing rod. Compare that to my fishing rod handle, and we'll measure that. And it looks like those are going to need to be about 10 inches plus the 1¼ inch that goes into the fitting. So let's just make these 12 inches and we'll know we have plenty of space here. So we need 2 12-inch pieces to hold our rods. What I'm going to do with these is I'm going to come back here on the back, and we're going to come up here. We got the 1¼ inch that's going to go in the fitting, and I want to go about 4 inches. So that'll make it 5 1/4 inches total. And make a mark. Do the same thing on the other one. I'm going to go to the rest of our piece of pipe, and I'm going to come right down the middle here with my saw, and I want to notch out this piece. Mark this here. Okay, now we just need a line down the middle. This side, line down the middle. And we can do this with our saw. Pretty certain we can get down each side with our saw, or you can use a jigsaw or a table saw and go right down the middle here. So I'm thinking we'll grab the jigsaw, clamp this down, and we'll saw it that way. Just going to take our jigsaw. Got a piece cut out. All we need to do is take the sandpaper, clean up our sides a little bit. Okay, just need to do one more. Alright, we've got these parts. We've got these two pieces finished to hold our rods. In order for these to work, we need a way to join here, and these will go in this way. A way to join this one over here and this one. So we need two 2.5 inch pieces here. Also, to keep this from tipping forward, I need 2 pieces to come out in front here to act like legs. So I think what we'll do is we'll cut a 12 inch piece to go out front here, and then just to cap these off, keep dirt and mud out of them, we need some 2.5 inch pieces on this end, and we'll cap those as well. So 2.5, 2.5, and 2 12s. We've got all of our parts cut and ready to assemble. So the only thing left to do is take a little all-purpose PVC cement and put these together. Previous video, when I glued PVC pipe together, I used cleaner, but one of my subscribers reminded me that we aren't gluing together water pipe and having any pressure on it. So really, all we need to do is put some glue on these parts and they'll stick together. We don't need the cleaner for this application. So we'll do that. So first off, we're going to put our base together. And that's just a matter of gluing each end and then make sure that they lay flat. We don't want them tipping one way or the other. So we've got our flat workbench here. So we're just going to put a little glue on each end of our long pipe here. And then we'll just slide these together. We just want to make sure that they lay flat, just like that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put these pieces together. And you remember I marked these so that I can get them together the way we want. 2.5 inch piece into our 90. And then we got our 45 over here. And we do want those two marks to line up, just like that. And those should lay nice and flat when they come together correctly. Got another one just like it. So the same thing, 45, our short piece. A little more glue. And into this piece, lining up our marks. Okay, those are done. So we have this guy ready to go. These need to fit together this way, so that's what these 2.5 inch pieces are for. We'll install those. In the 90-degree end, right like that. Same thing here. 90-degree end. A little soup on this side, and this goes in here as straight up and down as I can get it, just like that. This one on this end, straight up and down over here. Okay, looking pretty good. All right, now these are rod holders. They'll go in this way, and we'll just put some glue on the end of this. And that goes in here, open side up, just like this. Same thing on this side. Right here. Open side up, straight up and down as possible. There we go. Now, I did say that I was going to put a 2.5-inch piece down here, but I had enough to make 2 5-inch pieces. So I think we're going to do that. And we've got 4 caps, just to keep the dirt out really more than anything else. Let's glue a cap on the end of this pipe. Like that. Glue the other end and stick that out here to the side. One of the reasons I added a little bit of length here on the side is maybe keep it from being tippy this way. Got another one here, same thing. Glue, cap, and a little more glue. Okay, out to the side. All right, now to keep the rod holder here from tipping forward if you get a hard bite, I'm going to take the 12-inch pieces that we cut. I'm going to add a cap, glue the other end, and that goes out front here. Just like that. Repeat. Glue cap. Other end. This goes out front. That's our dual fishing rod holder for bank fishing. Let's stick a rod in it here and see how we're looking. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now all we need to do is take it down to the bank, give it a real try. This has been Jerry with Jerry's Retirement Wisdom. Today we've made a dual pole fishing rod holder. If you like my videos, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you'd like to see some more of my videos, just click right there. We'll see you next time.